Hello friends, it's your buddy Icarus. I actually promised Kisa I would do this face, the voice. The grin scares her and she finds the voice unsettling. But today I've got a special treat for you. I am playing my favorite horror game of all time, Amnesia, The Dark Descent. And while I'm not going to maintain this demeanor the entire video, I felt it was worth it just for the intro. You see, this is more of a immersive horror experience, which tickles me so greatly. You might notice my gamma setting is a little high. Yeah, getting rid of that cheesy light trick that I was doing. You might notice my gamma setting's a little high, and that might take away somewhat from the experience the people at Frictional Games intended for this game. But, you know, it doesn't take away from how enjoyable and how frightening the experience of this game is. You see, a lot of these horror games want you to have really low gamma settings so you can't see anything except the very obvious things that you need to progress. And to some people that makes it more frightening. For me, I'm not scared by what I don't see. I am just annoyed by it. So that's why I'm going to be playing with somewhat higher gamma settings. I am scared more by what I do see but don't quite understand. And that's what this game did so fantastically well. It's somewhat more interesting for those of you watching. I am actually going to...
Some things mustn't be forgotten. The shadow hunting me. I must hurry. My name is Daniel. I live in London at Mayfair. What have I done? This is crazy. Don't forget. Don't forget. I must stop him. Focus. My name is... I am Daniel.
Okay, so... I lost my train of thought, and I was interrupted by the fact that I forgot there was talking in that scene. I didn't want to talk over, but oh yeah, I've played this game before. There's a part that I chicken out at every time, and to keep this a little more interesting for those of you who do expect a dark horror experience, I'm not gonna light anything up until the point where I've chickened out before. I am lighting no candles, no torches, not even my lantern, and it's telling me the Xbox controls as well, because I forgot that I still have my Xbox controller plugged in. I might actually try with Xbox controls. That'd be an interesting thing. Oh, you gotta use the stick. Never mind. I'm a hardcore D-pad person. I do not do the analog stick for a moment. So back to mouse and keyboard it is. I'm so glad it lets me change between them. And reading those Xbox 360 controls, I don't think I'd even want to try. Now, this game, I don't know what gaming engine it uses, but the physics in it seem spot on. The environment is crafted beautifully, and it does get dark and scary very quick. Just from the intro, if there weren't my silly head in the background, and from how your character is stumbling, almost like he's, having trouble to walk at this point. This is the part where Kisa chickened out. The distortion, the growl, the sounds, the environment. I know it sounds silly to see that it's just a door, and here's where my friend Legion chickened out. Not much further in. And I say chickened out. Different people have different tolerances for horror. Legion is not a horror game player. Neither really is Kisa, but she kind of wants to play the Five Nights at Freddy's series for you. And yeah, you're telling me how I can light things in the environment. I'm not doing that until I've reached the point where it got too scary for me to even progress. And I'm going to count on you guys to make me go past that point, to encourage me to be more brave than I've been in the past. If you guys go more than like a week without seeing another Amnesia video, and if you want to, then say something. Comment on one of these videos, send a message to our Facebook companion page. I'll get it, I'll see it. And you might wonder, why can't this guy walk? Well, he drank this kind of, well, I don't know if I should talk too much about things that could be deemed spoilers. Woohoo! Okay. But what I can say is that he did something to himself that rid him of his memory. And in the process, it's still a bit woozy from that. He'll be walking, running, jumping just fine in the next few areas. I promise. Woo! Yeah. And there's warning us why we don't want darkness, which I do. I do want darkness. When standing in darkness, sanity will slowly drain. When your sanity gets low, you start to notice some effects that make the game a little more troubling. Or a lot more troubling depending upon your own personal tolerance for fear. These quotes, I think they actually tell somewhat of a story on their own. Witnessing unsettling events will also reduce my sanity. And as you can see, even with my gamma settings, the fine-tuning they did with the light is still very clearly noticeable. Kakarochas! La cacarocha, la cacarocha. Na 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 na. I know I should be peppy, upbeat, and trying at least to be funny when showing you guys something scary. But it's not quite as scary as it's gonna get. It gets worse. So much worse. Taking a book. Oh. Nah, I don't need to take the book, because in here I gotta pick up a few things. Ah, these castles are so drafty. Look, light! Okay. Staring at the light sources in this game actually helps to restore your sanity, but I'm not aiming to do that. In fact, I'm aiming to drain my sanity completely out so you guys at home can see these low sanity effects that I told you about. Some games use the same system. I think they might even be by the same developer, Frictional Studios. And one of them went so far as to have the sanity system break the fourth wall and make the game and have the game show a screen that looks like it is forcibly deleting your save files. Not just the one you're playing, but all of them. for every game on your memory card, which that seemed a bit extreme. And I can understand wholeheartedly with the fact that I've had to play through Super Metroid, what I've done with Super Metroid like 3 times already, just for the sake of recording. I understand wholeheartedly how some people can just be utterly terrified by that loss of progress. But now, a note from our sponsor.
19th of August, 1839. I wish I could ask how much you remember. I don't know if there will be anything left after I consume this drink. Don't be afraid, Daniel. I can't tell you why, but know this. I choose to forget. Try to find comfort and strength in that fact. There is a purpose. You are my final effort to put things right. God willing, the name Alexander of Brandenburg still invokes bitter anger in you. If not, this will sound horrible. Go to the inner sanctum, find Alexander, and kill him. His body is old and weak, and yours, young and strong. He will be no match for you. One last thing. A shadow is following you. It's a living nightmare, breaking down reality. I have tried everything, and there is no way to fight back. You need to escape it as long as you can. Redeem us both, Daniel. Descend into the darkness where Alexander waits and murder him. Your former self, Daniel.
Okay, so there we have it. Our mission. We are to evade the shadow following us while we make our way to Alexander's inner sanctum beneath the halls of Castle Brandenburg, where we now are. Mostly regarding just how many endings there are and how to get them, though. I don't know necessarily what awaits me when I reach the end. I just know there are 3 ways to deal with it, and each of those ways results in a different ending.
Alexander, is it inside the castle?
In a manner of speaking. Come, bring the lamp. You've been to the refinery, have you not?
I don't believe I have. Is it connected to the... what did you call it?
The inner sanctum. My most precious chamber, Daniel. And it lies well beyond the refinery. In fact, it lies beneath the very stone of Brandenburg.
Ah, bright lights. The game uses bright lights to signify flashbacks like that, and to give you and to signify any time you've solved a puzzle or done something that actually restores your sanity. Which I know, having the gamma down to what the developers consider the appropriate level would, you know, not make those bright lights quite so bright and bad and painful, but also would make it so that later in the game, when it reached the point where I told you that I chicken out, I would literally not be able to see anything. The last time I played this, when I did have the gamma setting down that low, with my lantern lit, I could barely see the end of my character's arm. Without my lantern lit, I couldn't even see anything. I had to literally be touching a wall to see it, and that laboratory. Okay, this was failing to record. So I told him today I would try my hand at recording it with the recording software I've got. I'm using Bandicam just to see whether it handles the game quite normally and nicely. And who knows, he might figure out how to get OBS to cooperate sooner or later as well. All this darkness. That scratching sound, in case you guys can hear it, is the game's way of telling you that your sanity is changing. I think you hear it whether your sanity is going up or down but you definitely hear it anytime your sanity's going down. It's kind of like, you know, something clawing at the back of your mind. So, getting notes about the chemical I need. Chemical relocation. The lack of a chimney to properly vent the fumes from my most recent experiments has taken its toll on many of the less stable ingredients in storage. Some seem unaffected, but many are stained by the fumes and will be difficult to salvage. I shall do what I can to move them to the wine cellar. Okay, so I need chemicals from the... so we found that tough, pliant thing. Another memory, sorry.
There should be more coop rats. Let me see. And one part aqua force.
Okay, so we know that we cannot cut or tear that fleshy stuff that was in the way of the one hallway leading down to the refinery where we gotta go by hand. And for this chemical, for this, well, I'll continue that thought later. Early alchemy experiment. This is my third attempt to produce artificial vitae. The former compounds lacked the potency I need, but I sense I'm close. Calamine and orpiment are a given, and cuprite binds them well. This time I will attempt aqua regia instead of aqua fortis and hope it will produce a more even solution. The experiment was unsuccessful. The solution is that should be acidic. I'm correcting typos in one of my favorite games. This solution is highly acidic and proves impractical to put to any use except as a detergent. Organic tissue reacts especially violently to this solution and should be handled with the greatest care. I might be able to use this recipe, but I'm losing hope that I will find an alchemic solution to my predicament. So it's clear Alexander has been experimenting with chemicals and alchemy in hopes of extending his lifespan. He was trying to create artificial vitae, which for those not familiar with the word, vitae basically literally means life. He's trying to create life. I'll take this pot. I like pots. Another memory one day I will return. If it wasn't for the thought of you, my love, I wouldn't be able to go on. When I find myself doing terrible things, I take comfort in you. As long as I'm able to think of you and long for a life together, I know I'm better than the others. I weep for them. They lust for power without restraint, where I only crave fair judgment and safe return. So yeah, if I go in my inventory, I can actually check on my sanity status. Just a slight headache. After all this time wandering in the dark, which... that's a good thing, because later in the game, there's nothing but dark. You gotta wander so much dark. But now I know I need to get into the wine cellar to get the chemicals I need to produce an acid that can destroy that stuff. Huzzah! And if I hadn't glazed over the names of the chemicals... If I hadn't glazed over the names of the chemicals so much... It sounded like it was coming from upstairs, wasn't it? Door won't budge. We should go up there anyway. I already know this because I've played this more than well, not more than I care to admit. I love this game. The wine cellar is locked. It will not open without a key. So yeah, that was the wine cellar. Which I'm surprised the wine cellar has a chimney if the laboratory didn't. Maybe Alexander is not so bright as he tries to think he is. Okay, and if I recall correctly, there is one more tinderbox here. And another door that will not open. Is there like a... So, if we check our notes... because, you know, I haven't been doing that. No, not notes, Mementos, that's what it is. We need a key to get into the wine cellar because the chemical ingredients for the acid that we need are in the wine cellar. But we don't yet know where the key is. We just know this is the only door that opens and we haven't. And do have to get ready to go in a short while to go get Kisa from work. And I think I'll leave it at that door, actually. So, I hope you guys enjoyed this intro into Amnesia: The Dark Descent. I will continue this. We have not even gotten close to the point where I chickened out yet, and so you're not going to see anything lit. But that's part of why I have the gamma up so high. So you guys will still be able to see stuff, even without a lit candle around every corner. I'm doing a decent job of stockpiling these tinder boxes. Got 15 for now. Might have around 50 or so by the time we reach my scaredy cat point. If you guys like what you're seeing, drop a like, maybe comment, share with your friends. I'm here for you. Your buddy Icarus is out, though. Bye-bye.